Hello, Taylor with the Armageddon Report. First, I'm going to pimp something I'm working on. MySevereWeather.com, and if you can't read it, I'll read it to you. Right, finding out if you're going to be affected by severe weather shouldn't be this complicated. My Severe Weather is going to change that, right? I don't know. Anyway, so what you would do if you are interested in this site. So if you're familiar with WickedWix deals on the national level. My Severe Weather is, the goal of that is to give you something. You go there and you can see immediately it's focused on you. That would be the hope. So you click on that and you punch in your email address. And then if you want, you can tell me what you'd like to see most. You know, what current severe weather sites or weather sites out there that you go to that aren't providing enough service for you. What would you love to see, or, you know, what do you want most? Anyway, so moving on. Here's today's severe weather outlook map. So we do have 30% chance of winds, 30% chance of significant hail, that'd be 2 inches or larger, and 5% chance of a tornado. So today it's down here in southern states, and then up there in Ohio, a little bit of West Virginia, and then Pennsylvania. So let's move on to what's currently happening, or at least as of the time that I refresh the page. So we've got severe thunderstorm warnings there in Texas, Mississippi, looks like that's on the Mississippi-Alabama state border, and Pennsylvania. Here are the watches that are currently in effect. Texas has one, and then what does that cover? Louisiana and Mississippi has the other. And here are the mesoscale discussions. So this one is for the watch that did get into effect, so we won't look at this. But apparently severe threat increasing this afternoon, strong winds and some hail possible. Probability of watch issuance on this one, 40%. So southern and eastern Ohio, far northern Kentucky, southwestern Pennsylvania, far northern West Virginia. Lots of really short words and acronyms in there, right? So there may be a watch later on for that. But if we move on to here, here is the map specific to the wind probability. So as high as a 30% down today in Texas, as high as a 15% up here in Ohio, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia. And then hail, the significant hail, so we've got, it looks like it's almost the same exact map, almost, except that it adds a significant hail probability down here in Texas. So that means 1 inch larger hail is possible in all of these areas, but in this area there's an additional chance that it will be 2 inches or larger. Doesn't mean that there can't be 2 inch or larger hail elsewhere, it just means it's more likely to occur there. And then 5% chance of a tornado, again, Texas being the hot spot for that, and then 2% up there. So if you're not familiar with the numbers, that means that if you are in this 5% area, that there is a 5% chance that you or a neighbor within 25 miles of you will see a tornado. I don't know. Right, tomorrow, though, we've got, again now, just a little bit, just a little bit of the United States is affected. And this is where it would be interesting if they actually did show into Mexico, where it's going. But so a little bit of Texas affected, and a little bit of New Mexico and the far western edge of Texas affected tomorrow with a slight risk there. But if we move on over here to where the probability map is, you can see that the 5% chance extends over quite a bit of states. Day after tomorrow. Here we've got the East Coast is in the slight risk, and if we pop on over again to here, we can see now this one, the 5% is pretty much surrounding the 15%, as opposed to this day where here's your 15% and then it goes all over the place. Day 4 through 8, been a really long time since we've seen this one. Potential too low. So generally it's been either there's something been on the map or it said predictability too low. So potential too low means that according to the models, there won't be severe weather in days 4 through 8. Now, in my experience in the spring, there's probably going to be some severe weather in days 4 through 8. So that would be, day 4 would be May 10th, so on and so forth, 11th, 12th. But, so I think there'll probably be some severe weather, but it means as of now, no. Apparently it might be all, what is the phrase, hunky-dory, peachy keen, I don't know what all you want to say. Right, but today, here's what's happening. You should totally pay attention if you're in one of the affected areas. WikiWix is WICKEDWX.com, and eventually I'll also be able to say, oh, you go on over to mysevereweather.com or something. And then, of course, there's also weather.gov, Storm Prediction Center, wherever you get your weather, and enjoy the rest of the wonderful week.